gonna drop it down just a tad.
Oh, I do have my mic on, good.
Okay, all right. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabby.
And I'm Charlotte.
And this is the 2024 Hyundai Kona N-Line. This vehicle packs a major punch, so it is the entry level to the turbocharged 4-cylinder 1.6 turbo that is. And we've had the N-Line in the past for the Kona, but not quite to this extent. This vehicle is truly impressive, and if you weren't familiar with it, sorry, one of our tablets are going off. If you weren't familiar with Hyundai in the previous year, they refreshed it, revamped it, complete redesigned it. That was a lot of our words, for the 2024 model year. So we have a new transmission, we have increased power, we have better use of our storage space and seating space. And honestly, the look has changed so much. If you didn't like the Kona in the past, you might love it now. So today, me and Charlotte are going to give you a walkthrough of everything there is to know about the 2024 Hyundai Kona N-Line. Charlotte, take it away.
So the first thing is we will let you guys know why we do these videos. So we do them for 3 different reasons. The first one is for those of you who own Kia or Hyundai product. We want you to be experts on your own vehicles, which is why we do videos like this, showing you what these buttons do, all tips and tricks and items like that. The second reason is if you are searching for a new or a pre-owned vehicle to add to your household, why not consider Kia and Hyundai as a brand?
Why not?
They've done a lot of really cool stuff in the past couple of years, and I think that people will be surprised when they actually start to do some research on it. The third reason is if you live in Ontario, Canada, and you want to purchase a new Kia or a new Hyundai, we want to help you with that purchase. We are a part of Brantford Kia, but we have 2 Hyundai stores in our dealer group, Brantford Hyundai and Owen Sound Hyundai, and none of our dealerships do any type of market adjustments, anything along like that. We sell at MSRP, and if you want a new Kia or Hyundai, we want to help you guys get into it.
Absolutely. Now with that being said, like I mentioned earlier, we will do a full walkthrough of this vehicle, but because it is a live stream, number one, our video quality might not be the best as some of our pre-recorded.
We know about it.
We absolutely know, and that's just because it is a live stream. But the benefit of doing these videos live is we can see what kind of questions you have as we're talking about the car and answer them. So if there's a button that we didn't cover, you can tell us, we can show you it, and there's nothing missing from the video. Now with that being said, sometimes we still miss something. That's why you can always watch these videos later on in the day, and again, comment, let us know what you want to see in the future, and let us know what you thought of the car we talked about today. All right, I think that's enough talking about talking. Let's talk about the car. So I'm going to start off with the exterior. The first thing I want to mention is the price point of the 2024 N-Line. This vehicle, as seen, as equipped, is priced at $35,499 Canadian, and I think that is an absolute amazing price point. There's so much to offer in this vehicle. You get advanced safety features and a very distinctive design. So something that separates the N-Line from the lower trim Konas, or just the Konas of the past, is the inclusion of aggressive sporty styling. So our front bumpers, our rear bumpers, even the side molding of the vehicle, everything is going to be for the N-Line, so N-Line exclusive. I'm going to pop the hood, but before I do that, I just want to talk about the front grille and just the front end's appearance, because obviously that's going to be obstructed when I open the hood. So for our daytime running light, it expands across the entire front end of the vehicle to create a seamless horizon style daytime running light. Now this is an LED, it's very, very bright and very sharp. If I have Charlotte pan over to our doors over there, you can see just how stark that is. You can make shadow puppets, but most importantly, you can see where you're going at nighttime, which is the #1 use of headlights. Another thing you can do with these headlights is turn on your intelligent high beam assist. So once I turn on my high beams, if the car senses another vehicle oncoming, it's going to shut them off until it's safe to turn them back on again. This is also going to work if you are in an area that has enough light around you, so ambient lighting. Let's say you were in the country and now you're in the city, it'll shut off those high beams and just have your regular headlamp. Now for the headlamp itself, it's cased a little bit lower than traditional crossovers, but extremely bright, full LED, and very, very cool design, ties in nicely with the rest of the front bumper. Now looking closer at the front bumper, you can see we have a lot of glossy black elements and a cool design. But it's not just a design that's cool, there's a lot of really advanced safety features that will honestly blow your mind at this price point. If you take a closer look just below the plate bracket, so right over here, we have our radar sensor, and that sensor is not only going to, sorry, I'm blinding Charlotte right now by looking at these lights, let's stand up. So utilizing that sensor, it's going to monitor the distance of the car ahead of you. So let's say you're using your smart cruise control that works in stop and go in the city and on the highway. It'll take you to a complete stop if the vehicle ahead of you comes to a halt and right back up to speed again. It's also going to let you preset the following distance of your choice and always keep you at that safe distance. Another thing it does is it will warn you if there's a risk of a collision. So let's say you're driving on the highway, someone in front of you slams on the brakes because something came onto the road, your car will brake for you. It'll provide emergency braking, but before that, it will warn you so you as a driver can correct yourself. All right, let's talk powertrain. So I did mention that the N-Line is your entry to our turbocharged engine. There she is. It's a 1.6 liter GDI turbo. You get 190 horsepower with 195 pound-feet of torque. For the previous Kona N-Line or any of the Konas equipped with the 1.6 turbo, you had a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. And not everyone was a fan of that. But I'm happy to say they've axed it for 2024, and now we have a traditional 8-speed automatic. It is much smoother shifting, but you still get the very fun feature of having paddle shifters, which we'll show you when we hop inside. Coming over to our wheels, these are 19-inch aluminum alloys. I think they look phenomenal. And if you take a closer look inside, you'll see our N-Line emblems. And you'll see a lot of those. And fun fact, each one adds 5 horsepower. Just kidding. So here's another one up here, N-Line showcased nicely. I think this vehicle pops in black, but if you like something that's a bit more out there, there are so many color choices to choose from, including a new one called Made of Blue, which we filmed on this channel. And I haven't seen a paint color quite like it. It is really cool. For the molding around the vehicle, you can see we have body color. So on the other trim levels of the Kona, it was a plastic or almost armor style cladding. I much prefer this, but let me know what you guys think. I think it has a bit more of a premium look. For your mirrors, this is a black exterior paint car, so you can tell, but they're black on all color options. So if you're getting the red or the blue, your mirrors will be black. And you do have a turn signal indicator equipped. I'll have Charlotte showcase the mirror portion, just to show you guys that this vehicle is equipped with blind spot detection. So if I was driving and there was a vehicle in either my left or right blind spot, it would alert, so that icon would illuminate to let me know there's a car there. And if I were to indicate a turn, my car would beep inside to let me know there was someone there, which is a great safety feature to have. One of my favorite things about this vehicle, I'm gonna say that a lot because there's a lot of things I really do like about it, is this spoiler. So it's different. I mean, so much airflow. It looks really good though. I don't think it's something that, I don't know, I've seen people put spoilers on their Civics or just STI wings on a WRX, and it never looks right, but I do think this high-mounted spoiler looks quite nice on this vehicle. It looks classy, but still sporty. And then, of course, you have your third or high-mounted brake lamp equipped into there. One thing I like about this is it's not the traditional just rectangular style. It actually incorporates a bit further, so it's a deep light, so you'll see it quite far. And there's just a lot of design integrated to the spoiler. It's not just an extra piece of body. There's some styling elements in there, which I really do like. Across the rear end of the vehicle, you can see Kona written nice and bold, and something that Hyundai has done for a lot of their 2024 models is incorporating a low-profile emblem. So when you get closer, you'll see that they don't stick out much, and it looks very, very sleek, almost like it's embossed into the paint, which is a nice touch. The taillights are an LED combi mix, so it is mixed. Very, very bright though. Open it up, and it is hydraulic. The car's still wet, I'm sorry about that. And for space, we have quite a bit more usable space in the cargo area from last year. So no matter what trim level you're gonna get, you're gonna have a good amount of space. We have LED lights back here, so I'll have Charlotte pan over, just on the left side. And then car seat anchors and tethers on each of your rear seats, which we'll get into when we hop inside. You don't have a spare tire, but you do get a mobility kit, which essentially it's a patch kit. So if you get a puncture in your tire, you can refill it and kind of seal it until you can get your vehicle's tire replaced. Underneath the floorboard, there is a little bit of space. Actually, there's quite a bit. I would say you could put a compact spare tire in there if you wanted to. So that is great peace of mind for someone who absolutely must have a spare tire. This is removable. It's just a privacy cover for your cargo, and then your rear seats do fold down. I will show that. Keep in mind that the cargo cover will obstruct the view a little bit, but we'll give that a pull. Fold this down. It does go all the way down. I just have the passenger seat a little too far back, but we'll leave it like that for now. So yeah, we got that. One thing I really do like is the addition of a grab handle, so it makes closing this a lot easier, especially considering it's not a power lift gate. Something I would like to see in this vehicle for future model years is a power lift, something we've not yet been able to get on the Kona. Charlotte, what are your thoughts on the exterior?
I love the exterior. I think it's incredibly sporty. I love the wheels. I think the wheels are probably my favorite part.
Oh, one more thing I want to point out. So the diffuser in the rear bumper area, I think they did a really good job with it. It looks sleek, but we also have a twin tip exhaust, so that's exclusive to the N-Line trims. H-Track all-wheel drive is also incorporated in this vehicle, meaning that we have Hyundai's awesome H-track system. So this vehicle is going to primarily be front wheel drive until it detects a little bit of slippage. Hate using that word, but seriously, this is a very smart all-wheel drive system. This is going to mean that your vehicle is going to be pretty fuel efficient for an all-wheel drive because it's only going to use those rear wheels when necessary. All right, let's take a look inside, I guess.
Let's take a look inside.
Okay, I'll switch with you.
I'll give that to you. Thank you. All right, so now we get to go and take a look inside the redesigned Kona N line. And something that Hyundai really kept in mind when using this vehicle was space. So I want you to keep an eye out for all the different space that we have on the inside, but also the smart use of space. So the cabin, you're gonna find that it's very smart, it's very spacious, and because this is the N line, it's incredibly sporty too.
Like sporty meets sleek. It has a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So Gabby's just giving that pan. From there you can see our seats. We have lots of great red detailing on this vehicle. And let's talk a little bit about the driver's side door and then we'll move into the vehicle. So starting on the N line is where you can get a lot more soft touch leather coming on the door. Other than that, some other features we have is just going to be your mirror controls. You have express windows in every window on the vehicle, which is great. And then cup holder and storage down at the bottom. With the N line, we also have some sporty pedals. Woohoo! So a little bit more of a sporty styling on those. And your driver and passenger seat are both 6-way manual adjustable. And we have a mix of a suede and then also a synthetic leather with all of that beautiful red detailing and the N line badging.
I will say the seats are pretty nicely bolstered too. So if you are someone who appreciates a sportier feel, not just from the engine response, but also just from the design and feel of the vehicle, those seats make a difference. They hold you in nice.
Definitely, and that is largely due to the suede. It really keeps you in place as you put your vehicle in sport mode and have a little bit more fun with it. On this side of the vehicle, we'll see we get a start of the intro of this red piping that's carried throughout the vehicle. Also your brightness adjuster, traction control, and you've got your electronic parking brake too. I'll have Gabby come around and we'll talk more.
Right. I'm gonna walk very slowly because our floor is slippery. I understand the car is a little bit dirty. It is so hard to keep them clean because it is gross outside. We had a bunch of snow a few days ago and then we got a bunch of rain, so it's not a nice mix.
It's been interesting weather-wise this week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So come on, hop on in.
Hey.
And here you can see, so similar to the way that the daytime running lights are structured on the front of the vehicle with that horizon daytime running light, we have a horizon dash here. And it's really nice because the dual screens that we have are also going to be slightly angled towards the driver, about 10 degrees, to give you a little bit more of a driver-centric experience, but still tons of gorgeous details just throughout. That red, I love little pops of red, especially contrasting with the dark leather and this more graphite, matte graphite trim. Now let's talk about the steering wheel. We'll start here and move our way back. So the steering wheel, again, we have that red piping, we have N badging on the bottom, and it is leather wrapped. It's a D-shaped steering wheel, and it is fully heated, but not just with one. You have two heat options. You have a high or a low option, which we'll show you on the button too, once we get to that point. Behind it, of course, we're gonna have our paddle shifter. So this is fun because it is an 8-speed automatic transmission now, but you still have the inclusion of paddle shifters, which again adds to that sportier vibe of this vehicle. And I think it's fun to include anyways. I love paddle shifters. You do have a column-mounted shift-by-wire, which I also think is a good reason why we have paddle shifters, because it's not like we can knock it into manual mode or anything like that, because it is just a shift-by-wire gear shift. Yeah. I don't know.
Sounded like something else.
Oh, no, this is a family channel.
All right, gauge cluster.
Yep, so here's our instrument cluster. So this is also going to be redesigned. And what I like about this is they've made it a little bit more minimal, where they're really only highlighting what is important, which is really your speedometer and your tachometer. So with this vehicle too, is you also have a drive mode and a terrain mode. So you have normal mode and sport mode. Now I drove this from Hyundai to Kia today in sport mode and it was so much fun. You can generally feel that the vehicle is a little bit peppier, a little bit more responsive, and the steering is a lot tighter. And this thing turns on a dime. I was super impressed. I don't think I've ever backed into a spot faster. Keeping with that H-track that Gabby mentioned on the rears, we do have snow mode too. So in the event that you do have a little bit of extra wheel spin or slippage, this is helpful for when you are in inclement weather, just to give you that little bit of extra oomph that you might need. Center of the steering wheel is, instead of the typical Hyundai logo, is you do have the H in Morse code, which is really just 4 dots. Interesting design there. And also on this side is where we're going to have more of our driving controls like cruise control, lane keep assist, lane follow assist, and then our media controls on this side. So cycling through those various different modes. With the H-Track too, I'll also, oh, other side. That was media modes, I was doing that. I'll show you what can change here. Ooh, let me flip back to it, there we go. Is when the vehicle is driving, you can see your power distribution too. So you can see if you're using more rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, or the all-wheel drive systems in place. Woohoo! Moving over to our screen, as you can see that we have our 12.3-inch multimedia screen. And look at that beautiful software. So this is over-the-air software. It's the new software update. And it is gorgeous. I love how it's set up. I love the option for different panels. Oh, our lights just turned off outside, but that's okay. And then you're still able to go and quick access all of your setup and your features. One thing I'll notice just while we are going through some of the assistance is lights. Is with the N line, is this is going to be your intro to ambient lighting, which I have set up in this nice sporty red, and here you can see it showcased. You do have the option for 64 colors. So whatever you'd like to set it as, you can do so. We'll do blue because that's also in the N badging. And there you can see a lot of it.
Very Spider-Man.
I guess the lights went off at a good point to showcase that.
Yeah.
Now, something that I'm incredibly excited about, and I gotta ask you guys a question, is do you see any cables, any wires, or anything along those lines? Because I sure don't. And that's because this vehicle operates with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, which means you can stream mine and Gabby's podcast, Trunk Talk, on all of your streaming devices completely wirelessly. Shameless promo. We go. Ah,
Oh no.
I didn't want to turn it on. I can't hear myself speak.
I will say, so this new software, this is called CCNC, which is our car connected navigation cockpit. It never gets easier to say. This is the light version. So when you go to the N-Line Ultimate, you'll get the fully capable one, which doesn't really add anything other than the inclusion of in-house navigation. But in-house navigation no more. Sorry, Hyundai. But we now have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, meaning that whatever maps you use on your phone, you can press this map button on the dash and it'll take you to your map. I'm not going to press that because it's probably going to show Charlotte's address, but if you have your phone connected, that's where you'll go to use your maps. So even though you don't have built-in nav, you have this, and it is so easy to use, and now it's fully integrated with the screen itself. So
And we have tested it.
Yes,
so
it works really good.
Charlotte and Gabby approved.
Yes, for sure. And you know I never approve wireless CarPlay.
We'll take a look at some of the other options we have here. Of course, this is a push button start. Gabby mentioned that we have maps and navigation up at the top, or sorry, just maps and media, and also the search function. You do have real dials when it comes to volume or for channel surfing, which I love. It's not a switchable infotainment controller. Then you also have dual climate control. So whether I would like mine a little bit higher or Gabby wants it a little bit cooler on this side, we can do so, but you can also sync if you want one uniform temperature in the front of the vehicle.
I think the way it's laid out is very user-friendly.
Oh, this is great. I personally really love this setup, which is why I think that they, which is why I said that they set it up very smart. And then also you can see the use of space that they have. Now down at the bottom, I really like this feature. You can't see it because it's, the vehicle is not on, but you can see that there's 3 seatbelt indicators. I was going to say emoticons, but I know that's not correct. So pretty much when a seatbelt is in use, it's going to be illuminated red. That way you know which seatbelt is in use in the back seat. That's for the bench seat in the rear. And then of course down here is you have options for connectivity and then also for charging. So you have a USB-C, and if you'd like that to be for connectivity or just for charging, you simply press here. Another USB-C for all of your devices, and my phone is right there on the wireless charger. Vehicle's not on, so it's not working, but that's okay. Moving down, you can see that we do have heated seats for both myself and Gabby, and your heated steering wheel with 2 levels. We also have auto hold, and in the center is where you're able to switch between your drive modes and terrain mode, the snow mode, but you can also press down to lock your differential.
Which is something I don't think we spoke about before on that updated Kona, so very nice.
Yeah.
I like how they incorporated that into one single button.
Yes.
So there's not too many things going on.
Pretty much anything that has to do with you know, how the powertrain shifts is all consolidated into one little button. We also have your parking camera, so you can see how crystal clear that is. Definitely better than our video quality, but we don't have $15,000 to change our wireless access point, so please don't come for us. We do have different views, so whether if you're lining something up like a bike rack, or if you want a wide view, you can certainly do so. A little bit more space. cup holders. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. And they are aggressive. So your smart cup holder, so if you have a bigger drink, you can put it in there. If you have something smaller, then it can hug it. But also check out how much space you have on the inside. Now, back here, if we just stopped it here, it looks really good. If we move back, I think there's room for improvement because it may look like you have a ton of space in your center console.
This is the only thing I don't like about the new Kona.
This is the only part that's going to be covered and private aside from the glove box. But down here, you still do have space, which is covered from the windows. Like people won't be able to see in and see back at this point. But it would have been nice if it just went all the way down, especially since we have so much space here.
It's like a if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing.
We do have a handy shelf here, which can be used in place of a traditional sunglass holder. And again, you can't really see in from the windows, so that is great to have it there. We also have a dark headliner.
Oh, and a glove box.
And glove box.
Glove box is illuminated with an LED too, so all the lighting
All
in
LEDs.
Here. But let's talk about the sunroof too.
Yeah, look how wide this sunroof is. Like I definitely think it's a lot wider than what we typically see. I think it's beautiful, especially framed in with the dark cloth headliner. So let's open up this bad boy.
The old Kona had a sunroof that was very similar to what you'd see in a sedan or something like the Elantra.
There we go.
So this is a major upgrade.
Major upgrade. It's really wide. It's beautiful. And I still feel like I have a fair bit of headroom too.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that wraps up the front.
Yep.
Let's hop into the back seat.
All right. The brightness on my phone is like all the way dark. I can't see anything, so I don't know if I'm filming the car or what. But, oh, there we go.
All right, so I love that we're keeping it consistent with the details in the back seat. We still have a suede and leatherette mix with some red piping details, especially on the back of the seat. For comfort and convenience features is we do have 2 USB-Cs with, again, an area here for charging. Would have been nice to have seen the inclusion of rear vents, but I guess we'll have to let that go because it's a little bit of a sportier vehicle. Again, LED lights, and we have a cargo pocket, or mesh pocket, cargo net pocket type situation. Your armrest, you do have 2 cup holders. It is adjustable. And then here's what it would look like sitting in the middle seat. So it is all-wheel drive. So we do have a bigger hump. Whoa. So a little bit of a bigger hump. My knees do come up a fair bit more. So I'm gonna say put your smallest passenger here in the center always. It may not be, this spot may not be the best for your taller occupants. But other than that, still fair bit of headroom. Up here, you can have a good view of the bug net, the little mesh net of the sunroof. So you can see that if you have it open, that's to prevent some bugs or any unwelcome passengers into the vehicle.
Yes. Heavy on that.
Heavy on that.
I will say the rear seats here are also suede. I don't know if I feel like they look dirty on camera. It just looks like a dirty black leather, but it's suede.
It's just, yeah, it's just suede.
It's just suede. I promise it's beautiful in person. Let me know what you guys think of the Kona in the black exterior paint. I'm so used to seeing anything N-line in a funky color, but it's refreshing to see it in something that's a little bit more unassuming, I guess.
A little more understated, and I think the blue is, I think this is understated sporty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just hit the lights real quick.
It looks beautiful, the lights on, of course in the dark. Still beautiful with the lights on and the showroom lights on. But very, very nice car. All right, let's answer some questions. We're already at the 23-minute mark, so our live streams are getting longer and longer.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's actually good for us. 23-minute mark.
All right. Unfortunately, the last few times we've gone live, all of the comments as they come in, usually as we're streaming, we get to see them, but they're all clustering together, so I can't read them.
Yeah.
So it's been rough. But let's see. Can you zoom in on the gas pedal and check for a kick-down switch on this vehicle? So none of our vehicles really have kick-down switches from what I assume you're talking about. They just go. They go until they can't go no more. And that is all. The pedals we did show earlier on in the video, they are a little bit dirty. And that's because of Charlotte.
Yeah, my bad. I was driving back from Hyundai.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll up a bit. Paul Williams, thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
That is so nice of you. Very, very nice of you. Let's see, I haven't seen too many questions today, or at least not yet. Let's see. Oh, I really like this one. Okay, so Kia should make all of the cams usable as a multi-channel dash cam system with loop recording and 24/7 surveillance. I would love to see that. I don't know if it's something that maybe we can get in the future, but we will be at the auto show next month, very, very soon actually. I think it's the 15th of February. And if I get the opportunity to talk to anybody higher up at Kia or Hyundai, I would love to ask them that question.
Yeah, that's a great one. People are asking if the steering wheel is heated and saying it's pretty standard nowadays. Yes, it is. But this is the first time where we're seeing the 2 levels of heat.
Yes.
So that is something that is a little bit different and exciting.
Sorry, I might have missed it, but what is BlueLink? So BlueLink is essentially Hyundai's telematics system. So it's an app you download on your phone, Android or Apple, and it allows you to start your vehicle, set the climate control. If you have an electric vehicle, you can schedule your charge times, see your state of charge, stop your charging, all that good stuff. It's a very good app, a very great app. It's free for 3 years in Canada for Kia. And for Hyundai, I believe they're extending it for a lifetime, but you might, not a lifetime, like 10 years, I believe. But
we'll see.
We'll see.
Chris said column shift by wire equals fake column shifter. Give me the real deal. Yeah.
Like a truck. Yeah.
Yeah. We know.
So I don't know.
I prefer like a actual like gear shift than a shift by wire, and I'm like that whether it's a dial, column mounted, buttons.
I feel it feels wrong to have a traditional column mounted shifter unless it's a truck.
Yeah.
Anything else, I don't know. But there's some trucks like the Ram, for example, that are shift by wire with the dial.
Yeah.
And that feels so incredibly wrong in a pickup truck. So wrong. My dad would back me up on that. Let's see. Is BlueLink available for used vehicles or is it exclusive to brand new vehicles? No, it's absolutely available. Now, considering how old the used vehicle is, if it's like a 2013, we didn't have it at the time, but let's say you're talking about a 2020 or a 2021, absolutely. So you would just have to sign up for it.
Here's a good question. Love the overall look of the car, but being the N-Line, which suggests premium, was expecting at least a power tailgate and driver's side seat adjustments. So typically for me, when I think of more N-Line, I think of, the sportiness right off the bat.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for still some more premium features, then I'm looking more at like the N-Line Ultimate. And typically with Hyundai, their lingo, Ultimate is what's going to be suggesting those really premium features.
So Ultimate kind of collides the world of high-end and just fully loaded with the sportiness. So you're going to get this enhanced powertrain, the turbocharged engine. You're going to get the nice transmission with the paddle shifters, but you'll also get, the blind spot camera and all that extra stuff. So, let's see. Wasn't there supposed to be a RAV4 versus Sportage video today, or did I mix that up? That was yesterday. We do have another video that we filmed with them, though, that will be posted soon. We're having issues sending off videos to each other.
It's okay. I have the other one pretty much almost edited.
Another thing that is very exciting is we filmed a vehicle that we have not yet had on our lot yet today.
Officially, yeah.
Yes, officially. And it starts with 2024. And I'm not saying anything else. And it's a Hyundai. David Costa likes the Kona paint color. Me too. Mm-hmm. I'm not usually one for like a fully blacked out car. Actually, I am, but I was not expecting to like it that much on the Kona, and I really, really do. Okay.
The spoiler is not as bad as I thought.
Spoilers are something that I think absolutely make or break a car.
Yes.
And I've seen some horrible, horrible applications of a spoiler. And then I've seen some beautiful ones. Porsche GT3 RS, stunning. Absolutely love it. Other ones, not so much.
Here's a question for you. Is it possible that we want to get the new Tucson from Brantford Hyundai and Gabby help us out there?
So, I would love to set you up at that dealership, but unfortunately, I'm only licensed to sell at Kia. However, I can put you in the hands of one of our fantastic salespeople there. Even if you're looking for something N-Line exclusive or N period, we have Wes Walker there, who's actually been on our channel a few times, and he is a great help. He knows everything, the insides and outs of these vehicles, and he'd be happy to assist you. Also, if you're closer to our own Sound Hyundai dealership, we have that store too, and our staff, everyone there is so great. So I might not be able to sell you the car, but I can get you in the right
direction.
Yeah, for sure.
Any news on the pricing of the new Santa Fe in Canada? We literally asked about this today, and no, pricing has not yet been announced. And
we asked someone who's from Hyundai Canada too. So.
On a very cool vehicle
Yes.
that we got to film today.
Yes, which may or may not have been said in this video.
That may or may not, we may not have pricing on it.
MG is asking when the second episode will air.
It's going to be Sunday.
Yes.
So it'll be on YouTube. It's also going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Wherever
Amazon,
you get your podcast.
Wherever you get your podcast, basically.
I think we should say what the topic was for that podcast.
Yeah.
So it was vehicle thefts in Canada, which is a very hot topic.
Super hot topic right now, and especially being in the Kia Hyundai world, I think that makes it a little bit even spicier. So stay tuned. Make sure that you stream that podcast and subscribe if you want to be in the know.
Caesar is asking if Kia is the same as Hyundai. They're not the same brand. However, Kia is part of the Hyundai Motor Group. They share a lot of engines. They share a lot of components.
They're sisters.
They're sisters.
Not
they're
twins.
Absolutely sisters. However, if you compare a Forte to a Elantra, the styling is completely different. Price points usually very similar. Both are great brands, but
when will the test drive start up again? So we're aiming to have that Sportage RAV4 test drive video up tomorrow.
One of the issues we have with test driving our cars right now is the fact that most of the vehicles that come in are sold units, and we're not going to drive a customer's car.
We're not going to drive somebody else's car.
Yeah. If it's a vehicle that we have available at our dealership that's either unsold or is part of our demo fleet, then we'll absolutely film it. We just run out of those real quick.
Yeah. A question was, are we both going to be at the auto show?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to be there for Media Day.
Us and the gang. So Tim will be there. I think Pat's supposed to be there, right?
No, he won't be there.
Pat's not going to be there. Wes will be there. Mike will be there.
Is there going to be an XRT trim for the Santa Fe in Canada? Yes.
Big yes.
Big yes.
More on that later, but I can only talk about it more if you guys subscribe and ring the bell for notifications.
Obviously. We're at about the 32-minute mark, so we should probably wrap up. But a lot of good questions today.
Great questions.
Oh, I'm just going to answer this one. Does the N-Line handle turns really well? Yes, it absolutely does. I literally drove it today. I put it in sport mode just for a little bit of tighter steering, and it was great. It was so comfortable, fluid, and turns on a dime.
So I will tell you why. All of the Konas equipped with the all-wheel drive also feature a multi-link rear suspension and active cornering assist. So when this vehicle is taking a sharp turn, it will apply slight brake force to whatever wheel it needs to help make that turn better. So it handles exceptionally well. It is very, very fun to drive, surprisingly fun, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the previous body style Kona, and I was just starting out in the Kia and Hyundai world, I wasn't that, it never did it for me.
And then we drove it.
Yeah. And now it's really cool. I do like it.
Alrighty.
All right, let's see. Okay, I think that's probably it for today's video. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And have a great Thursday.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for another Kia and Hyundai video. It's a little comparison. All right, bye-bye.